think Mean Girls is special because it does something that other high school stories try to avoid. You know, I mean, I said this in my long director's note that everybody made fun of me for, that, you know, growing up, it was all about John Hughes. It was all about, you know, Degrassi. It was all about these, you know, Boy Meets World, these school shows. They tried to focus on, you know, ideas of betrayal and, you know, these pain and the darker side of high school, because high school is not always great. It's not all great.
I think it's really popular because it's that stereotypical high school movie. You have like the mean girls, and then you have like in the song Where Do You Belong, it like explains every single group.
Yeah.
And I think like when I was a kid, I would watch like high school movies, and I'm like, oh my god, this is what high school's actually gonna be like. It's not. Yes, there's those people who like everyone knows who they are and what groups they're in, but there's not really like designated groups. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
it's exaggerated.
It's exaggerated, but I think that's why it makes it so like interesting to watch, because you're seeing something that it kind of happens in high school, but it's like a more exaggerated version.
Yeah. And it's just hilarious.
It's just like
it's just iconic, and it's iconic.
People like still like do like the Santa dance now. Like even like if they're not even like doing a musical, they're just like a random day. They're just doing like the Santa. Like it's just so. It's
some of the lines are iconic too.
Yeah.
Because it's so true. Like I don't think any other musical movie depicts what it's like to be in high school. So
at
vividly.
that honest of a level.
Yeah.
It's not, you know, High School Musical and dancing in the hallway.
Right.
Like,
It's not like 40-year-olds. Again, we're in high school, so we're playing our age. We know how kids act. It's not like 30-year-olds playing 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
Romanticizing it in any way.
Makes the shows more authentic. And
It's real.
People are mean. And I think one aspect I really love about this story particularly is, although Katie wanted to be, you know, the plastic, like we could see that almost as like the Sharpay or, you know, like that kind of person, she still at the end of the show goes back to her roots. Like she's good at calculus, she's good at math. Like you can be good at anything and make a difference. And like the fact that they have Katie kind of go back into like who she truly is, and that it's literally that she's good at math, and that makes her who she is, and that's why Aaron likes her. I think it's so important for especially girls to see a story like that, because she's a nerd, like she's in her nerdy element and winning a national championship, and that's what makes the guy that she likes want her. And you know, and not saying that you have to, you know, do things for a guy to like you, but seeing or recognizing that he appreciates her for her authentic self. I think that that's a huge thing that is missed in like a lot of other high school movies.
Like obviously movies have been made before, like Heathers. Heathers was a movie first, and yes, it has kind of the same storyline. Like one girl, Veronica, wants to fit in with the Heathers, but Heathers doesn't go like as deep and as real as Mean Girls does.
9 times out of 10, all we got was, man, homework's hard, or I gotta work harder and I can do this. And you know, like I love John Hughes too, but I think of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and what's the whole point of that movie? I need a day off from school because school is stressful. Yeah, school is stressful, but there's much more to it than just school stress. And I think the social dynamics that Mean Girls reveals is something that in 2004 was unique. People were really drawn to it for that reason. And there's a reason that, you know, 14 years later it became a musical that people are still drawn towards.
It doesn't show every aspect of the thing. Like there's Martha Dunstock, but it doesn't show every aspect. Like Mean Girls shows the aspect of like Janice and Damien, and then Katie, the math
song
leads.
Where Do You Belong?
Yeah, like it explains all of the different things. Like there's the math leads, there's the plastics, there's the art freaks.
Yeah.
Like,
And I'm sure if you
movies
think
like
about us, you will be able to identify kids in the school or kids in your grade that
definitely
fit each of those categories. You could pick out who the plastics are of our grade. You could pick out who the Katie is of our grade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I think everyone.
And I think that's why people also love the story so much, because they can see themselves. Really, this show is a mirror to everyone. Whether you're an adult thinking back to when you were in high school or you're currently in high school, you know,
it connects to everybody.
like you see yourself in it.
Every single person connects with it in some way.
It was a very organic process, actually. You know, we chose Mean Girls because we knew coming into doing a musical this year, we had a number of incredibly talented kids. And one of the hardest things that, you know, Miss Ario and I were stumbling on was finding a musical that had enough roles to show off everybody.
We were on a bus ride home from a music festival at Canada's Wonderland a year ago, essentially today. And kids, obviously, music kids, we had some band kids, some choir kids, they start singing, musicals. And so Mr. Rondinelli and I start talking, right? Moving forward, what can we do? Are we going to do one? Absolutely. I said, yes, let's do one. I said, as long as you direct, sir, and I'll take care of the music. So that's how that came to sort of be the concept of doing a musical. And then we were just basically going through some fantastic musicals that would really highlight and focus on the strengths of our singers and the cast that, you know, we sort of saw. And then when we saw that one was available.
And I mean, even Mean Girls, you know, there's a reason we double cast it. I mean, beautifully, this musical has, you know, a ton of leads, you know, 9, almost 10 principal roles, but even that wasn't enough for us, right? We still needed to make room for so many of the amazing kids we have here. So Mean Girls, you know, that was the first thing that drew us to it. And then when we started actually looking into it, actually reading through the libretto, actually looking at the changes that had been made from the 2004 movie to now, it just made sense. The story is perfect for high school. There are things that our students are going through on a daily basis. I mean, yeah, the characters are like exaggerated caricatures of the things that we see in movies and TV, but they go through real authentic change, right? Like they develop, they evolve, they learn, they grow very similarly to the original, but also in ways that are unique to the musical. And that was one of the biggest things for me as a director when I came in and was looking for something that we could do. Part of that was, what kinds of lessons and stories can we tell? It's one thing to, you know, choose a classic musical that everybody knows and loves, that people are going to be excited to just come and see. It's a whole other to make theater a learning experience. And I think Mean Girls speaks so well to the high school experience that it was just a no-brainer.
First day of auditions, how do you feel?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. We have 28 auditions scheduled across 3 days. Really excited to see everybody. There's a lot of hype. Kids are talking about it in the hallways. People are talking about it in the community. Mean Girls is going to be fetch. The casting process was fun. We knew going in it was going to be a big process. We had a lot of auditions there. I think we had like almost 30 full auditions for this show, which was crazy across 3 days. But it was amazing to see how many kids connected and were interested in participating. We spent a lot of time going through the footage. We spent a lot of time talking with one another, and it became clear really quickly that there were roles that were incredibly well suited to some of the students that we have here, and plays into their strengths as singers and performers. And I was really happy. Like, you know, we watched all of these kids grow, develop, start at one point and end at a completely different one. Characters grew, characters changed, and it was funny because when we were casting, we were like, I know this person is going to be an amazing X, right? I know this person is going to be able to absolutely kill this role. I can't wait to see that evolve. I can't wait to see that come out. So it took us a long time. We spent a lot of time with the footage, but I couldn't have been happier in the end with our casting and the way that everything worked out.
Hi, my name is Kate Bishop. Hold please. It's gonna take me 10 minutes just to introduce myself. Hi, my name is Kate Bishop and I'm in grade 11 here at St. Paul, and I'm playing Katie Heron in the Smiles cast. Next.
Don't you also play Regina's mom?
Oh, wait, sorry.
And Regina's mom.
Take 4. Okay. Hi, my name is Kate Bishop and I'm in grade 11 here at St. Paul, and I play Katie Heron in the Smiles cast and Mrs. George in the Rainbows cast.
Hi, my name is Charlotte Johnstone. I am in grade 12. And I played Katie Heron in the Rainbows cast.
Hi, my name is Ali Espiritu. I'm a grade 10 student. I mean, By heart, I'm a grade 10 student, but realistically, I'm a grade 12 student at St. Paul Catholic High School, and I play Damien Hubert in both casts.
Hello, my name is Charlotte Clark. I am in grade 11, and I play Janice Ian in both casts.
Hi, my name's Justin Stranges. I'm in grade 12 and I play the role of Aaron Samuels in both casts.
Hi, my name's Kimberly Saunders. I'm in grade 11 and I played Miss Norbury for both casts.
Hi, I'm Lucas Bishop. I played Kevin G in both casts and I'm in grade 9.
I'm Vanessa Gigliotti. I'm in grade 11. I played Gretchen Wieners in the Smiles cast.
I'm Gabriel Singh. I played Mr. Duval in both casts.
Okay.
Also, I'm grade 11. Sorry, I'm learning this.
My name is Emma Calto Scordino, and I am in grade 10, and I played Karen Smith in the Rainbows cast.
He's not good. He'll cry.
You need to stop talking.
My name is Tessie Mostway. I'm in grade 11, and I play Gretchen in the Rainbows cast.
My name is Ella Sacco. I'm in grade 10 and I play Regina George.
My name is Yvonne Amasha. I'm in grade 10 and I play Karen Smith in the Rainbows. In the Smiles cast!
Okay.
Janice is kind of like the art freak, I guess. She's really good at art. She's one of Katie's first friends at North Shore. Her and Damien show her what it's like to be a high school student since she's never been one. And she's kind of like that sassy emo character, you know?
And the lesbian.
But her history with Regina as well.
Yeah, her history
Fuels.
with Regina.
Yeah.
So Regina George is the head plastic, along with Gretchen and Karen. They're the other two. And she's like the queen bee of the school, and she's a total bitch. And everyone hates her, and everyone's scared of her, until Katie comes along and destroys everything that she's like been known for, and her popularity and everything. And then she takes her revenge during Worldburn. Yeah.
So Damien is, simply put, as Janice has said, too gay to function. And he's this very flamboyant and very confident guy. And he's also the student coacher of the student activities committee. And he's one of Katie's first friends in North Shore High, and he's there to guide her to find her place there. And he's also there to tell her like the ropes of high school and how everyone gets socialized for a little slice like Katie.
Karen, if I had to describe her, would be probably like out to lunch, like no idea what's going on, which is super fun, and I love that about her.
I feel like she's like on the nicer side of the
She
Mean Girls.
is. She is.
Like, yeah, she goes along with what Regina does, what she asks her, because that is her head plastic.
She's just happy to be there.
Yeah, she's happy to be there. But I feel like Karen finds herself at the end during Fearless.
So Katie is the socially awkward character who moves from Africa, and she doesn't really know all the social cues and a way to be in a high school since she's been homeschooled all her life. And so she makes her first friends with Damien and Janice and doesn't really understand that there are different social classes and different groups. And so when she says, oh, we should all sit together with the plastics, Regina, Gretchen, and Karen, that kind of starts the whole learning about everything.
Gretchen's like Regina's right-hand man. She's very fluttery and anxious. She's kind of like the secret keeper, and she knows everything about everyone. So she takes the secrets and brings them to Regina.
I mean, it's super, super similar to real life in the way that, you know, she's noticed by the plastics, approached by them, and then even though she isn't familiar with how high school functions and that there are different, you know, ranks and classes, as you said, the second that she is able to kind of have a little snippet of that power, she ultimately abuses it, but she doesn't even know like exactly what she's doing because for her, she put, you know, Regina on this pedestal immediately, and the second that she had that chance, she ended up, you know, jeopardizing her friendship, or her original friendship with Janice and Damien. However, at the end, everything is resolved and she ends up being the glue that kind of brings everything back together.
So obviously it was like scary because like when there was like a meeting before everyone auditioned and we had to like do a monologue and a song. I don't do monologues.
No. No, you can't. Please. Stop! Please.
That is like not something that like I normally do. Like I just sing. So like having to like memorize and learn something, that was like completely out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
But other than that, like
Yeah.
did you even do a monologue?
I'm telling you the story is okay. So I didn't even know I was auditioning because I had like a dance competition
Okay.
like the same week, but then we figured it out. But
Oh god.
I had a song and I didn't have a monologue like 12 a.m.
Yeah.
Like the day of. And I'm like texting Emma, I'm like, what should I do?
And then I literally send her like the Karen
Texting
like
one.
the texting one, and it was like so.
And I'm like, this is perfect. I don't
I
gotta
know.
memorize it. Dear Katie, angry cat emoji, poop face emoji, scream face emoji sent. I'm not mad at you anymore. Thanks for letting me vent. And I was just laughing the whole time
I love
in
it.
the audition.
That's just
like
fine.
shaking.
It was,
Yeah, it was scary.
yeah.
Well, I mean, when I auditioned, they were like, "What do you want to be?" And I was like, "I don't know." I didn't even know there were boy parts. I thought it was just like Regina. And that was like the whole show. So I was like, "Give me whatever," and they were like, "Do you want an ensemble?" I was like, "Hell no!" But I was like, "Sure, whatever. Give me whatever you got."
Anyway.
I remember that day vividly. We went to Heartland Forest for a Senate retreat.
I forgot that you had your audition that day.
And I had not looked at my monologue once.
Wait, what was your monologue?
The Barbie monologue.
We both ended up doing the same monologue.
She didn't tell me
without talking to each other. We
Yeah,
both
she
did the same
didn't tell
monologue.
me. So we were.
That's kind of cool.
We're on the way
I remember
there.
being like, crap.
Yeah, because I had
'Cause you
my
went
audition
before
before
me.
her.
Yeah.
So I went there and I was literally we're sitting and it was lunch. And I literally just ran. I had a piece of paper and I just kept writing the lines over and over and over to memorize them. And then we get in the car and we're driving whatever. We get back here and she drops me off.
What song did you sing?
Anyone by Demi Lovato.
Tried to talk to my piano, tried to talk to my guitar, talk to my imagination, confided into alcohol.
Yeah, so I did that, and then I get here, and I do my thing, and I did my song first, and I play the piano, and I'm like, my sister's like, we don't have a piano, so I did pull out a piano, sang my song, did my monologue, and you're allowed to play this clip if you really want to. You have to dress pretty for men, but not too pretty that you tempt them, or that you threaten other women, because you have to remember to be part of the sisterhood. You have to be grateful, always be grateful. I just forgot.
That's good. That's fine. You did more than enough.
Well
That's
done,
good.
yes.
I go, and I just forgot the last line of my monologue. I had no idea what the last one was, and I just stood there and I was like, I have no idea. And that was it. And then I left.
Okay,
Maybe.
if you
It's adult kids.
throw mine in the documentary,
Yeah.
that was the first. Okay, you're probably not going to show the voice crack, but I voice cracked at the last note of that song. I've never voice cracked to that song in my life.
That's
and it
the
was
only
most
part.
embarrassing moment of my life.
That's the only part I'm gonna show.
Okay, so yeah, just know that was
Okay.
a once in a lifetime thing. Fight for Me from Heathers, and that was the most stressful thing in my life, and I've done so many auditions, but I've never voice cracked, and that was the only one, and I was so stressed out about it after.
Mine was one of the first days, I know that. It went me, Kim, my sister, all back to back. So I was here for 3 ones in a row, so I could listen to them all. And I had spent the entire day practicing the monologue with Tegan, because Tegan did my monologue from Alice in Wonderland. So I spent the whole time practicing with Tegan, because Tegan's not a memorizer, okay? And I got in here and I went, oh. So I came up on the stage, and I think I sang Suddenly Seymour first. And I did that, and for some reason, my brain switched gears, and instead of singing it like normal, I belted the whole song for some reason, which is why I don't want that video played. And then I did my monologue with the pillow, pillow prop I had. Yeah, I went all the way down, got a chair, brought it back up, and put the chair on the stage, and did it in my southern accent. And what was your reaction, Miss Madalena?
It's amazing. You got the part.
I have never done musical theater before. This is my first experience with that. And when I walked in here and when I auditioned, again, I didn't know who I was expecting to play. My first thought for Mean Girls was to be in the pit band, but Miss Ario told me that we didn't have a lot of male singers and that she would like it if I were to audition. So I did, and I got the role of Aaron Samuels, which I thought was pretty scary at first, but I just looked at, I guess just all the other principals and how great they were doing and how confident they felt. And I guess that kind of shedded light onto me. And next thing you know, I'm doing a performance that I never thought I would get up to like this level in just a year. So it's pretty amazing, and I'm very thankful that I got the role that I did.
You did amazingly too.
Oh, thank you.
My audition did not even happen when it was supposed to, because I think I was supposed to audition like the Friday of that week. Maybe it was like Wednesday. And Rondinelli approached me in the morning and was like, hey, I don't even know who it was. He was like, someone has a concussion. Can you audition today? And honestly, like, I love getting things like over with. Like when we do presentations, like I like to go. When I booked my audition, like all the stuff that week was gone. So I was mad like already that I was going on Friday because I had to wait all week. So I was like, yeah, I'll get it over with. But I said, just be prepared. Like, I wasn't expecting to go today. And they were like, yeah, that's fine. So then I came in the next day.
I did not really expect to get in. Also, I'm still not sure what role, on what part. I didn't even really think of what role I wanted. When he asked, I just said, I have no idea who is even in here. So, and who is even available anymore. So, yeah, but okay. Secret, I changed the song and monologue I was going to do on the day of. Yeah, oh my god.
It's okay.
I was doing, okay, so the song I changed it to was Open Your Eyes, which, if you don't know, comes from the My Little Pony movie. Yeah, I know, it's weird, but like, hey, it looks amazing animated.
Yeah, like for me, like I'm not a monologue person, but like thank you, Miss Iorio, for drama class, because I did the same. I literally did the same monologue that I did for that one assignment. So thank you. So then her mom called my mom, and it was like yelling at her, and it was so stupid. And then she dropped out of school, and no one would talk to her. And then she came back in the fall in high school. Her hair was all cut off, and now she's totally weird. And now I guess she's on crack.
I love it.
And like usually, like I have done so many things like in front of audience, and like that audition was like, I don't know, it just like shook me.
Yeah.
And I was like, but once I got casted, me and Ivana were so happy because we're like, oh my god, we get to like practice together. Aw, that's so cute. I love that.
I think I was pretty excited for it though, and I remember walking up and going to the stage, Miss I, Miss Rondinelli at the tables, and my friend was there. She goes home late, so I was like, "Do you want to come with me to watch my audition?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure."
Aww.
And then I just went up and I did my stuff, and I could definitely hear my voice, like it was bouncing on the walls, and that alone gave me kind of goosebumps, and that's what my friend told me too. So I was like, yeah. And when I finished, I went down the stage, and Miss Sai and Mr. Rondinelli asked me, what was the role you wanted to take it again? And I was like, oh, Damien.
I got it.
I wasn't
know who they were auditioning for. I didn't either. I kind of just said, you know what, give me whatever you think works, because once again, like you said, I haven't really done musical theater before, and I don't think I was really expecting to get Miss Norbury as a character. But once we did the show, once I learned once and everything, it kind of made sense, and the casting did in fact fit. But I was in Cuba when the casting list came out. I didn't even come to the first meeting because I emailed Mr. Rondelli and I was like, I'm sorry, but I'm in a whole nother country. So it was definitely very shocking, but I do think it really fit, and it was really fun kind of working towards it.
On another end of the spectrum, I was the complete opposite. Like, I've been doing musical theater since I was in grade 1, so like 11 years now. So I pretty much knew going into it, like I had an idea of what role I wanted and how, like, just the different characters, like how, like, to attack those characters and like just where to come from. So when I saw the cast list, right away I knew, okay, this is how I want to play this character, this is how I want to do it. I want her to be, like, present herself like this and dress like this. Like, I knew pretty much right off the bat, and then it was just kind of growth as we went on. So yeah.
Why did you say since grade 1?
Yeah.
I think you can tell though.
Yeah, I can tell you are amazing.
You do have the acting chops. I just didn't know this was grade 1.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Grade 1, been on the stage.
You could have said you were in theater since like you were born, and I would believe you.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this much. I thought I was getting Karen.
Oh my gosh.
So when I saw that Emma and Ivana were there, I'm like, they cut me. They cut. And I literally cried. No, but, sorry, let me go backtrack. Allie came up to me in functions class and goes, congratulations, Kate. And then walked back and I go, what? So then I go downstairs and I thought he was being sarcastic when I saw that I wasn't Karen. And then my friends were texting me and they're like, congratulations, congratulations. I was like, what are you talking about? I got cut. And then me and my friend Stevie went up again to go look again. And then I went to class with Charlotte and I screamed.
So is this story right here supposed to convince us that you're supposed to be Karen? Because she's
My
saying that
name
everything
is
went over her. Yeah. I always come to school early, so I walked in and I didn't know that Rondo had posted it right outside his classroom, because once again, everything went over my head. So I walked into his class and go, where's the cast list? Or are you posting at the end of the day to be difficult? He goes, no, it's outside my classroom. I went, what?
That was a risk too, posting in the morning.
I know.
Yeah, definitely.
So I ran outside of his classroom, like I was in the bathroom.
Everything should be posted on a Friday afternoon.
Thank you. What? Yeah, then you don't have to talk to anyone.
Yeah, then you don't have to talk to anyone.
Yeah, there should have been
So,
an
yeah,
announcement.
because he said
Everyone's got
fourth
the
period,
weekend.
so I was
Everyone's
like,
got
did
the
it as a
weekend to
joke.
show.
Okay, so I ran out of the classroom, I looked at it, and like you said, first I looked at Katie, and I was like, oh wait, it's Kate, and Charlotte, I was like, dang it, okay? And then I was looking at the rest, because like, I'm nosy, and I need to see what everyone got, you know? So I looked at it, and I saw my name was under Janice, and I was like, oh. So I was like, I was surprised, and then I was like, well, that makes sense, because I was like, Allison in the Breakfast Club, and it was very similar. But like, yet again, the two are very different at the same time.
Oh.
I'm Regina tonight because Ella is not here, so this is going to be a lot of fun. So the script read through was a lot of fun. I know, I had just finished standing in front of the photocopier, printing out like 80 copies of the libretto, and I remember having this giant box full of them just sitting on my table in my classroom, and I was really excited. And I know that there was an energy about reading through the script for the first time. Seeing what changes we were going to have to make, seeing, what character was already being developed by everybody as they were reading through their lines. So that was a really memorable and really fun day. We jam-packed everybody into my classroom. I remember people huddled around desks and kind of standing up in the back and going through all of this stuff. And I mean, it took us some time, but we had a blast while we were doing it. That first full run through, compared to where we eventually got with the performances. I just think back to that and I laugh. I love it.
For a homeschool student, you're going to be moving from class to class with each.
We don't have a Mr. Buck yet, so
It's Katie.
Katie? My apologies, I don't do well with these modern names. In my day, you were named Lisa or Kate, that was it. Now I have a nephew named Dora. Why? Maybe introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Katie Heron.
No one cares! But it happened, right before we went into the regionals competition for Star, and right before Christmas and December kind of came around. And I remember that full break, right around Christmas time, and that feeling of like kind of floating, like everything's just there. We haven't really dove in, like we know what we're gonna do, but we're not there yet. And then coming back after Christmas break and just like hitting the ground running and really barreling forward with where we eventually got. I mean, I think the only other break we had was exams and maybe March break, and we just flew through all of the other stuff that we needed to do, and it was awesome.
On the floors of Tokyo, down in London town to go. With the record selection and the mirror's reflection, I'm dancing with myself. When there's no one else inside, in the crowded lonely night. Well, I wait so long for my love vibration, and I'm dancing with myself. Oh, 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 dancing with myself. Oh, 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 dancing with myself. Well, there's nothing to lose and there's nothing to prove, and I'm dancing with myself. Oh, oh, oh.
Like what I tried to do was I tried to find the areas where I knew we were going to need to spend the most time. We spent a lot of time early on with the major ensemble scenes and the choreography that were going to be a part of that.
Another drink, 'cause it'll give me.
How it was divided was obviously by parts and sections. We rehearsed 3 times a week. The music is super challenging because it's not a dumbed down version or a simplified version. This is the music that they play.
Rehearsals, we were pretty much here almost every day. Yeah. Semester 1 it wasn't as bad, but as soon as semester 2 picked up, it was like every day, and it was crazy.
We worked through all of Act 1, worked through all of Act 2, and we did run-throughs of both when we got to it. And I think that really helped show everybody that the show was coming together.
At the beginning, everyone was it was all new, and it was so fun. The most simple thing was so fun. Just have a high pitched voice here. I was like, that's so great.
I remember Fearless alone probably took us the longest time. I remember we spent 4 or 5 rehearsals on that.
'Cause it'll give me time to think. If I had the chance, I'd ask a one to dance, and I'd be dancing with myself. Oh, 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 dancing with myself. Oh, 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 dancing with myself.
I would lose my breath. It was so.
I know. I was pulling breath with my toes.
The kick line was tiring.
The dance was really good.
It was
really good. It was so
It was
fun.
really fun. It was so fun. Yeah.
We all trusted each other. We knew this was going to happen, and we all knew we could slay this. So
By the end, I had people comment that the pit band sounded as though it was recorded music. So they really added this incredible emotional element and layer to the show. There's nothing better, nothing beats having live music there.
And everything came together in such an amazing way.
Dancing with myself. Oh, 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 dancing with
I always knew that getting as many performers on the stage as humanly possible was my goal here. We have so many incredibly talented kids and performers here at St. Paul. And so the double casting was a way to make sure that we were able to give this opportunity and this experience to as many kids as humanly possible. there were challenges. Scheduling and balance was a big one. I know that our schedule changed a little bit throughout the course of bringing the show to life, and I know first-time director, I mean, I probably didn't pay attention as much as I should have to, how cast dynamics were moving around as scheduling changed. Sometimes I just thought we move a show, this is what happens, and then, a little later you realize, I wish that I had, rearranged the cast situation here a little bit.
When it comes to the casting, that's like one of the things I always talk about with others. Like, what are the differences between our two Katies? What are the differences between our two Gretchens and our two Karens and our two Regina's moms? So I think Sharjo and Kate really bring off like that Katie vibe, but in different ways. Because we've got Sharjo, who's she brings Katie in a much more mature light, I guess. And then there's a Kate that she has this really youthful vibe that she brings on stage when she plays as Katie. Yeah.
I'm not youthful, apparently. No kidding.
No.
I'm sure when we go to our entries, we're gonna be like, just so you know, I'm the least mature person in the league, and I'm the most least young.
Because I think it.
No, I agree.
No, I see that.
Yeah, because there's also your singing voices too.
Oh, that's very different.
Yeah, they're very big.
Like Apex
I was
Predator,
gonna say, for you,
you
you
can
were
tell the difference.
saying.
Like I practiced with Charlotte for a long time doing Apex Predator, and then I didn't practice with Kate. And the second I went to practice with Kate, I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
So long.
The tone of the characters that both that Charlotte played Katie and how Kate played Katie was definitely different, and it wasn't necessarily challenging, but it was a bit more fun to just change up the scene a little bit depending on how each Katie portrayed that character.
No, I watched Kate do More Is Always Better, and then after you did it, Charlotte did it.
Yeah.
She took what you did onto the
Oh,
bed.
no,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
What's the song? The song with Aaron.
More's better.
No, the other one.
Stupid Love.
Stupid
Love
Love.
the Prize.
The
Oh,
elbow thing. I remember,
Da-da-da.
and that when you took that from me, I was like, okay, like it's okay for me to like, because I always thought that I had to do things differently than you because that would be copying. But I'm like,
Well,
no,
no,
we
you're
can
playing the same role.
right. And so that's why when you came to me, I was like, I'm gonna steal that. I was like, okay, now I understand that we can do things and bounce off of each other. So that was good. But then also, I think it's interesting how we interpret things differently. Like
Yeah,
Rondo could tell
very
us the
much
same instruction,
Instructions.
and we would interpret it differently. Like, oh, he means this, and you would be like, oh, he means this, and so
Yeah.
I love that we had two casts because we can like balance and like laughing. We can go off of each other's ideas, and it was like there's like two perspectives, of it.
Yeah.
I like how we got to do the show like an equal amount of times with both characters because each person that plays a different character puts their own spin on it. So
Yeah.
whenever we had Charlotte as Katie, there was always different things than when we had Kate as Katie, and that's what made the show unique to each cast.
Yes. Well, from the perspective of someone who was only in one of the casts, because you guys were all in both, and I was the only one that was in one. It was interesting to see like just how everyone else, like, because there was only three other people that played like crossing roles. It was interesting to see how everyone else played those roles and their take on like the scenes and how like the lines are said and just the emotions in each scene. It was pretty cool to see that.
I loved being able to like watch the other
Yeah.
cast. Like that was like, and screaming in the audience, of course. Like, it was just fun.
It was so fun.
Yeah, I think watching the other cast was good because like we didn't really get to see all the songs when we were in it, so
Yeah.
I kind of got to watch
Yeah.
and like take ideas. And,
Yeah. I wish I got to watch the other cast.
It was good.
I 100% agree. I think watching you, I remember definitely the scene of What's Wrong With Me.
Mhm.
That was when we were like, we need to work together because we're so insignificant in the corner there, and we didn't really know how to like, without saying a line, how to show that we were awkward. And so that I remember we were watching. And then there's another scene, I don't remember right now.
I like Before More Is Better.
Oh yeah, that
Drunk
one.
Katie comes in.
Yep.
We both would do that.
Yeah, we watch each other and figure out how you would do it so that we'd figure it out. I'm just
Yeah, I know for me, like, I didn't really interact with a lot of characters, but I mostly with Katie, played by Kate and Charlotte, I know for Do This Thing, it was just different how they reacted to when I said my line. So it was just different ways to play off the character, which I think helped, and it made me like change how I did the scene, because it would be like, oh, if Charlotte's gonna do this, then maybe it would be funnier if I entered like that, or if I said it like that, or even with you being Gretchen, when you would be like, you can't join Mathletes, I'd make a certain face then, but then if like Tessie did it a different way, I'd make a different face, so it's all just different on how to play off the character that was playing it.
One thing that was really interesting, for me, like, I don't know, I like when like staging and stuff, like I was like very mechanical at times, and like I really want to make sure, okay, like Rondo said be here and like whatever, but then I would watch Kate do it, and Kate would do the same scene completely different.
Yeah, I
and
listen. I'm like,
but it was just
it's
interesting.
my world, you're just living in it.
It was interesting though that like we both could do something so different, and I think that shows like in like acting and performing how everyone approaches things differently. And I mean, like, kudos to all of you guys who did both casts, like working with both of us and having to go back to back. And because like, yeah, there were scenes that I would be over here and Kate would be over here, so like for you guys to adjust as well, that was
and the chemistry too, because you guys, as I said, you guys interpret Katie in different ways. So us, as we're in both casts, we gotta adjust on how we, you know, play it out as our own characters and in the ways that you interpret them.
You know, the one thing I loved about our casts, and there were so many things that I loved, but the biggest thing that I loved was that they all had their own chemistry, they all had their own dynamism. And I mean, I think of, you know, our plastics getting together and the chemistry that they developed together. Like Ella and Tessie and Emma were such a dynamic and great group, and then you had Ella and Vanessa and Ivana, and like they were two completely different sets of plastics. It was so exciting to see the way that chemistry worked and how they developed it as a group. You know, I love, you know, Katie's, like Kate and Charlotte, they were two very different Katies, and it was so amazing getting to watch both of those Katies on stage and both of those Katies' journeys. And it was such an amazing experience to have these kids here and get to watch them grow and develop their character. And with the double casting, grow and develop their character alongside everyone else. Because I really think that what, you know, like going back to the plastics, I think what Ella and Tessie and Emma had and what Ella, Vanessa, and Ivana had, I think those are two very unique plastics. And I think that we would have got a completely different group of plastics if we had cast Ella and Tessie and Ivana, or Ella and Vanessa and Emma. I think it would have been a very different chemistry. And not to say that it would have been, you know, a lesser chemistry or even a better chemistry, it just would have been different. And I absolutely love going back now and watching these performances, because I can really sit back and pick out the things that make them so unique and make them stand out.
sometimes the rehearsals in those winter months just felt like Groundhog Day, because it was just blocking. And then by the time that the Act 1 run through came around, which I want to say was beginning of March, end of February, it was like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening.
What were some of the directing challenges? Scheduling was definitely the big one. I think, obviously everybody's busy, right? These kids do a lot of things. And I think that what I found to be the most difficult in this experience, which was a self-inflicted difficulty because I really wanted them to be able to do so many other things, was when people were absent, how do we make sure they understand their blocking? How do we make sure that they know their staging? How do we make sure that they get the notes that I want them to get, that the cast members that were there got? I mean, we did a lot of blocking videos and recording after we'd run things, and I think that helped a lot because the onus then went on the cast to make sure you go on, the NCVLE, make sure you go and watch those blocking videos, because the expectation is that when you come back, you're going to know them. And the beautiful thing is that they all did. Like, very rarely did somebody come in and just completely not know what was expected of them. The scheduling helped because, they were able to make adjustments to their own schedule based on when they knew they'd need to be in rehearsal. So again, even though it was like ripping my hair out at the beginning of the semester, it really made things easier for the kids. I will say our theater was a bit of a difficulty. We know that we have a small theater. We knew from the beginning that there were going to be restrictions on what we could accomplish. And, I really quickly at the beginning of the semester came up with this dream of having this wall that didn't move, that was painted white, that had a door that we could come and go from, and these scene rollers. And let me tell you, man, the construction crew, the set design crew, they brought it to life. And they took a challenging situation, a really small and difficult to work in theater, and we figured it out. And we made every single inch of those wings and of that theater useful to us.
The set, I'm Joseph.
And I'm Daniel Smith. Today we are going to be talking about what we have done.
So we're here pretty much at the end of the process. Behind us is actually the last stage of the final build. The doors for the ginormous wall you'll see on stage on opening night. We actually have a list over there. We've made multiple things. We made a staircase. We made a candy cane stand. We made 2 moving walls that if you turn them around, there'll be a different scene on them. We made a working bathroom stall. And right now in the final process of making a giant wall for the ginormous backdrop that you will see. What was your most proud moment?
I would say either the walls or the stairs.
Oh, that was yours?
Yeah. Only because, the stairs, there were, I believe, 8 steps before, but now we had to... We
chopped up
3 of them. Yeah, 3. And then we had to go down to 4, if I'm not mistaken. And, it can support quite a bit of weight. I am surprised that it was able to support quite a bit of it.
Well, that was
yeah, we did reinforce it quite a bit. And the walls, mainly because the first one took 2-3 days probably. And then the second one, we did it in a day and a half almost.
Okay. I think I might be a little different. One of them was the moving walls, because that was just a great pinnacle. The other one was probably either the stall or the candy cane stand.
Oh.
Just because candy cane stands, I did lemonade stands as a kid, so it's kind of deep in my heart. But the stall, a working door, that was a great pinnacle on that stuff. It adds character to the play. Yeah. It gives it more of a design. Because if you just have a bare stage, you're not really looking at anything. You're just listening to a bunch of people on stage in costumes talk. But you give them something else to look at, like a place. It gives them in that little imaginary world of what they're actually seeing. It's like a movie CGI. You add stuff in, it looks more appealing to the person's eyes.
Yeah. Going off what Joseph said, think of it like this. Think of a Marvel movie. You don't see it, you can't imagine it just being on stage with nothing in the background. You have to have something going on in the background so you can see what is actually going on. What are people's faces around the area? How are they feeling? How are they doing and all that type of stuff.
Our green room and our backstage is like a clown car because more things just keep coming out of it because Ron Zanelli set his standards so high with the props. And if you know our stage area, we don't have a lot of
space to work
room.
with. Yeah.
So when he said he wanted rotating walls and a bedroom and the candy cane stand, I was like, I don't know how we're gonna do this.
Yeah, I was like, what?
But I think we owe so much credit to our stage crew.
Yeah.
They really are the reason that this show came together the way it did because they were maneuvering everything backstage, making sure it was quiet, making sure the things were ready to go, the couch, this, whatever you want to call it, ottoman? Yeah, I think it's an ottoman.
I think it's an ottoman.
The shoe store, the shoe shelves, that is how everything came together because if we didn't have them, the props wouldn't have made it on.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to any stage crew member who remembered to give me a Caltine bar. in the October 3rd scene.
Oh.
Sometimes I would forget to have one.
I did
And to
forget.
everyone that reminded me to put one in my pocket because half the time I forgot.
Yeah.
Whether it was the scene rollers that flawlessly moved into place, whether it was the projections from the tech team that allowed us to have a little bit more variety in our scenes and in our settings, whether it was the fact that Mr. Gordon and that construction team made that wall a reality for what could have been an astronomical cost in the most reasonable way possible. I mean, we could not have been luckier to be supported by an incredible team behind the scenes that made that major challenge, I think, one of our show's strengths.
So one of the biggest, not downfalls, but one of the biggest challenges that we have in this theater is the very small wing space. There's not even 3 feet on either side of the stage. So it was really hard to be able to fit all the props. But our stage managers, Audrey, Hermione, and Vanessa did such an amazing job with moving the props in and out. I remember during a tech rehearsal, the spin bike was still in the back, and when I was getting hit by a bus, I smashed into the spin bike, and there was a huge bruise on my back. So then they figured out how to move everything at the right time.
Yeah, they did a good
And
job.
they organized it really well. They had this entire document saying who's moving what, when. So that's a really big thing on their part, and they did such a good job with that.
Audrey Telfamo, and I'm the stage manager for our musical Mean Girls, and I'm in grade 10. So basically, we are the director's right hand. We're always everywhere they can't be. So everywhere Mr. Rondinelli couldn't be, I was there. I was making announcements, laying out the stage, making sure everyone was on time for their cues, organizing props, making sure everything was in the wings, and directing people, taking attendance, just making sure everything was. So our walkie-talkies didn't work because it was really loud. There was a lot of singing and loud audio. So we resorted to being on a call, and basically Hermione would give the lighting cues, and me and Vanessa would be in this wing, making sure all the props, because this was the prop heavy wing, and there was a lot of traffic, and Hermione was busy with the curtains. So I was communicating back and forth, making sure everything was okay on her end, communicating with the green room managers. If somebody didn't make it out on time, it was a simple press of a button, and I could be like, hey, send out, make sure they get on time, they're not out here yet. Or I'd be traveling backstage. Sometimes Mr. Rondinelli would come back, but mostly it was on me to make sure everybody was in the right place and everything was going smoothly.
We used our space in a way that, I can't speak for all shows, right? But in a way that I have not seen other shows do. Whenever I watched high school productions of Mean Girls, it was on a giant performing arts stage. And when it was a smaller stage, it looked like there was difficulty. It looked like there was trouble. I never once felt that about our show. We made absolute use out of every inch of that theater. And I think that was my favorite challenge into a strength story for us.
It's always fantastic because theater is magical, right? You see all these different components now come together on stage. The lights, the sound, the projections we had, the music, everything. So it's just without a doubt an incredible experience, not only for us as directors, but for the kids. And like I said, to see that magic and that joy in their eyes is priceless.
Throughout just getting to work with these kids was a rewarding experience. And I know that sounds cliche, and I know everybody says it, but for me, I don't even care so much. And this was a reason why I didn't come out and talk during the show or anything like that. This isn't about me. I helped these kids. I helped these performers get to the point where they could do this on their own. And I can't even begin to describe to you, and I'm trying, I promised myself I wasn't going to cry in this interview. I can't explain to you what it felt like sitting in the audience and watching them perform this show. Watching things go not perfectly and watching them just pivot and fix it and do it. And those things could be deal breakers for shows that aren't prepared. The bed breaking on Friday night could have been a deal breaker for performers that didn't know what to do, that weren't ready. But these kids were so strong, they were so ready, they were so prepared.
So, for me, every time we're about to start, I've always thought that this must have been in my dreams. I feel deja vu every time. And I think that just speaks to how much we've gone, because I don't know, all those shows felt like a dream. I wish it would go on forever, but there's this snap back to reality. Those are just really fond memories that I will never forget.
Okay, being on stage is one thing, but I know I was sitting front row, front and center, okay? I was beside this family and I was just like, Did you know them? That was Justin's family.
Oh, because I'm like, you're sitting right there.
I know, I was
just sitting with.
No, I was just sitting front and center and watching it, I genuinely felt like a proud mom. When I got into the car after leaving, I burst into tears and I was like, Mom, I feel like a proud mom. That was so amazing. It was so amazing watching the other cast.
I feel like performing on stage definitely brings up everyone's energy and everyone's motivation for everything. Because in rehearsals, we get tired and we mark the dancing and mark the singing and stuff. But once you get on stage with the mics, the costumes, the makeup, the lights, everything actually comes together and it looks amazing.
I personally think one of the most rewarding parts of being in this show is that this is not just a show, it's an empire. The movie, the musical, it's a complete empire. And seeing the difference that we made and the impression that we left on people, my brother has been listening to the soundtrack non-stop. One of his little hockey friends, the family said the soundtrack has been on in their house non-stop. So knowing that we left, an impression on people like that, and even I think it's not necessarily this is a reward, but I think it's very cool and what's what I'm looking for? We've achieved something. When as the Niagara Catholic District School Board, we did this show, which was edgy and new and real, and it engaged people, and it had an LGBTQ main character, and it had all of these elements that people, especially being a part of a Catholic school board, might have thought, oh my gosh, they're doing that show. And for the director of education to come on opening night and be the second person standing, giving us a standing ovation, I think that that's a sign that we did something right.
Seeing it all come together, especially during Tech Week. We'd been rehearsing on our own quite a bit here in the music room, and then coming together with the musician or with the cast, the crew, and see it all, the staging unfold, and how our music fit into that, and how we were able to support those actors and the incredible singers, and the dancing was phenomenal.
I think it's not even hearing other people talk about you is super rewarding, and the compliments feel really good.
Yeah, definitely.
But just being on stage, I remember just singing It Roars. It was so, I've never done anything like that, performing just by myself on a stage singing and acting in makeup and in costume, and I'd never done that before. And then when I See Stars obviously happens and we're all sitting there, it's super rewarding when you take the bow and you're that's it, that is my performance for you, this is what I've worked for 10 months on.
And then and then it got busier, and then you were oh, it's so busy. But the show came so quickly.
It did.
And now it's just over, and we're we put so much work, and it turned out so amazing.
Yeah.
There was a lot of tears.
There was so much crying.
Yeah. But that's how you want this work. Exactly. No, we always love each other.
Yeah. How I managed to perform them 4 times. That was crazy. But like, I was at my grandma's the night before, and I was stressing. Like, I was like on the floor.
Thursday?
Yeah,
Or before Star?
No, Thursday. The Thursday before Star. I was on the floor, ready to cry. I was like, guys, I can't do this. I'm not gonna remember the first monologue. I can't do this. And then having them like winning so much stuff, like opening ceremonies, the award itself, like that made me, like that validation made me feel more confident. Like doing this show made me realize like maybe I don't have to.
I think that it covers many aspects of like a high school experience, coming from the new girl coming into like a brand new school where she knows nobody, and the Mean Girls, obviously it's called Mean Girls, and she's trying to fit in and trying to fit the standard. And I know a lot of us form to whatever trends there are within our school, and it means a lot to like be seen and heard. And at the end of the show, everyone comes together and is like friends again. Well, not like friends again, but there's like a sense of understanding.
I think that there's something so special about theater, and that's why I say like theater is my therapy. And coming to rehearsal every day was the most fulfilling experience, because I mean, we had a very special cast. It's a very special group of people, and everyone had value here, and everyone could be their real selves. And like, there were some days that it was just like, oh my gosh, like, I don't want to go to school, but I have rehearsal, and like that gave me the purpose and the drive to like want to come to school simply to go to rehearsal.
So that. And then during showtime especially, right, to see the passion and the joy in their eyes every day, and every once in a while I'd sneak a peek at the audience and see how mesmerized they were by it all. That was magical.
So that's why I think like this is an experience that I will never get again, and that's why I'm so grateful for it, because it was just so fun.
It was an outlet for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna remember the friendships I've made. I love everyone in this show with my whole heart, and I never thought that I'd be close with some of these people. Like, knowing that this experience has defined my grade 10 year makes me want to come back in grade 12 and be a stage manager again. And I just love everyone so much. I love the relationships I've had with teachers and my bonding with everyone.
Yes, me. So I don't know if I've told like you guys this, but when I was like in my grade 7 to 10, my grade 7 to 10 self would never imagine me doing this. Like in the Philippines, we have this like drama club, and they've held a lot of musicals already. And you know, I could have went through this path and stuff, you know, and there came this time that I regretted not taking that path. And now that I'm here in St. Paul in Canada, I tried to take the chance, because this school is more like my second chance in my youth. It's more like I was like, it's time to, you know, correct all those, you know, those mistakes that you made back in the Philippines, and those stuff that you regret not doing, it's time for you to do it now. So I was so happy that I got to be in this musical, because honestly it feels so much like a fever dream. And it feels so, I don't know, it feels like something that couldn't have happened, but that it did. You know, as I said, it's like a dream. It's so fantastical. Fantastical.
You're making me tear up.
Aww.
Well, no, I think it shows like how special your character is, and like what a special person you are, and like just moving here, and like the impact that you've had on us.
Yeah.
Like, what would we do without you? You know what I mean? So for you to like you are so like loved and special here, and you made the show. Like you were the it guy the entire time. And again, like I think that kind of connects to my point of like everyone had a place here. Everyone felt special. Everyone got to be who they are, and it was such a special experience.
It sounds like such a cliche thing to say, but I have never been more proud of a group of kids in my entire teaching career. And that feeling is not going to go away anytime soon. I will remember the sounds of their voices and the smiles on their faces and the passions in their heart for the rest of my career. And I know that as soon as I come down from this high, this Mean Girls, I can't describe it any other way, this feeling of euphoria that I still have because of what they accomplished, I am going to be craving it more and more, and I'm just going to keep chasing it. And, you know, it's not really fair that these kids made this a once-in-a-lifetime experience, because I'm not an old person and I got a lot more shows in me, and nothing's ever going to be able to compare with what we did. And I know that every show we do from now on, I'll be thinking back to our show, I'll be thinking back to Mean Girls, and I'll be saying, you know, it was great, but it'll never be what this one was.
Cheap, fake, easy to break. That's how I used to be. Here, take it. Now I'm awake. I'll tell you what I see. Plastic don't shine, glitter don't shine, rhinestones don't shine the way you do. You are so real, you are so rare. I see you there, I see you. I see stars, so many stars tonight. You could make diamonds dull. You are so beautiful. I see stars, you shine as bright as day. I will look out for you, we'll light each other's way. You're all stars. See, I went low and high, that was my problem, mine. Don't be frightened like me, the darker the night, the brighter you shine. Plastic don't shine, glitter don't shine, rhinestones don't shine the way you do. You are on fire, you can rise higher, up in the sky, enjoy the view. You stars, so many stars tonight. You could make diamonds dull. You are so beautiful. I see stars. You are real and you are rare. I want to say I see you there. It's me and you, not us and her. 'Cause if we knew how strong we were, we'd say what we are, say what you are. We're stars, so many stars tonight. You could make diamonds dull. You are
I'm Audrey. I'm the stage manager for our production of Mean Girls, and this is my tour of the theater from my perspective. So over here is where our wonderful lighting students were. They performed many awesome cues for us. And we're sorry for not cueing you sometimes. And this room over here is Miss Sai and Mr. Arnelli's office where they had many of their breakdowns. Moving on. This is where our lovely audience laugh at all of our jokes. We love them very much. Over here is where the pit band sat with Miss I's wonderful musicians. We love them so much. Walking up the stairs, we have our stage. As you can see, there's many spikes of tape that have rolled up. Mr. Rondinelli was really proud of his tape choice, but they didn't really stay on. It's okay. He tried. We don't know if he read the reviews or not. Over here is Vanessa's wing, where we had many tears and laughs. This is the couch that came from Goodwill. We're so scared to sit on it, but it's okay, I still do. This couch actually was only like $20, shockingly. It didn't break, so we're good. Over here, behind here, is where we kept our bed sheets for a wonderful bed that broke probably 20 times. Back here is a stand that me and Vanessa had our phones on and our scripts. And this is a student's test that we use for a real test. These boxes were not originally supposed to be in the musical, but we decided to use them anyways. And I also freaked out this morning because I thought somebody left this here. It's actually a prop. It's a real phone, but we use it for a prop. This is the crown that Lucas wears for Whose House Is This? And we also lost it on one of our last shows. And the stage crew was running around like crazy backstage trying to find it. More wonderful boxes, pain to move, love them though. These are our wonderful scene rollers, which our construction and art crew put together so very kindly. They kind of scraped up our wall, but it's okay because this wall is wonderful and we appreciate Mr. Gordon and his team so much for it. And it's still standing after many times we hit it. It's okay. So if we squeeze past here, because there's no space, we come to this. So this is a very funny story because this was our third bed. One bed broke at rehearsals. Another bed broke during the show, one of our last shows, and then Mr. Manny saved the day, and me and Mr. Rondinelli taped this blanket to the mattress. So thank you very much. Also, this lovely dresser, which is pink now, is a pain to open, but we put wheels on it, so it's not heavy anymore. It's okay, it was fun to move. As we squeeze past here, these chairs weren't usually there, but it's fine. We'll travel all the way back here. We have this table and this step that helped Regina get up onto all of her tables. Another scene roller, and this, we're officially in Hermione's wing. So she had a very big responsibility of opening and closing the curtains. So we love her so much for remembering that. These curtains, you never really know which way they open and close. See, that's open, that's closed, so I'd be very stressed out if I had to remember that every show. So I'm glad I didn't have that job. These are the lights that were very hard to use and not to press any buttons because it took them a very long time to get them onto just one setting. Let's see if they still work. Look, they work. And if we press the button, they flash. So I'm not gonna do that yet because I don't know if he still wants to use it. Don't wanna make him mad. This is the mirror where all the beautiful ladies looked at themselves.
Let me go on this side and then
See, look.
you can start.
I can see Mr. Madalena. Okay, so let's go to the back. Doors that sometimes never got closed, but it's fine. And this is our green room, which Liv and Julie were very much in charge of, and I have very much respect for them for that. So starting on this side, this leads out into the hallway. We all escaped through here during shows. These are our wonderful picnic tables that were a little bit wobbly, but we love them. A little bit scared to stand on them. but it's fine. One of them actually stabbed Mr. Rondinelli. I forgot which one. They have nails in them. I don't know if they're gone though. Mathletes tables, pink suede heels. Moving over here is our prop table. It's a little bit crazy because we had a crazy last day. Caltine bars. Every single show, Ali ate one of these and he enjoyed it so much. Made the audience laugh. He felt them working and they tasted like apple pie. So, and this is all our favorites. We're gonna pretend like this didn't get lost, like every show, and it's fine because it's back. Oh, and that's Ella. Anyways, we love it. The trays that Mr. Rondinelli thought were gonna work, but nobody ever used it. These are our real trays that we stole from the calf. They still don't have them back. Oh, and this right here is a mic thing. Goes on their mics and it's gone. It's there.
How many times did we lose those?
Lots. I was like running all the way back and forth grabbing extras. I have some in my pockets. I'm pretty sure I washed a pair of my pants with that. So remember the couch from earlier? This dog costed more than the couch. This dog costed $40. Mr. Rondinelli bought it. And I made fun of him for a long time and we still do. It's okay because we love it. It's our baby. We lost the second one, so we had to use these for the mathlete competition. Oh, and of course Lucas had to make his presence here twice. I don't know why, but one candy cane, one for Gretchen Wieners. These flowers, I have no idea what they were for, but they were here the whole time and we love them. Okay, we're gonna go through the pictures. So, this lovely one of Ella, Miss Regina, KDB, oh, you're gonna kill me, and Charlotte, Charjo. They love these pictures. They threw them at us many times. I was really scared. This one flying across the room at us. As we move over to this side of the green room, we come across the amazing Transformer costume that Hallie created for us. We're gonna pretend like these didn't fall off as she was walking out the door. But Serena got lots of laughs and lots of awws when she walked away after Charlotte screaming, "You suck" at her. This is another mathlete table that are a paint move and extremely heavy. And of course over here we have a bunch of outfits. Lucas's Harvard hoodie that has lived in here since September. Come pick it up or else I'm gonna take it. So over here is the present that we never used. We decided it wasn't gonna work. Now this is my favorite. It's the Jazzy. Because we originally had this massive actual scooter, it didn't really work. We never tried, but good effort. And then we have our candy cane stand carried on by our wonderful grade 8s. And Ali popped out singing in his costume. Whoa, whoa, whoa. A different time every night, and we also lost it because it was so funny. This is our stall that Ella came out of waiting for Kate, and Kate wasn't there, so she walked back in like this. She was really upset that she missed her cue and came out like that. But it's funny, because we'll always remember it. It's a mess. It's okay. This is funny because Mr. Rondinelli, during a blocking rehearsal, was like, "It's not even that dark back here," when the lights went out. And then 2 seconds later, we hear, "Ow!" He actually kicked this. So it's really funny. Gabe popped out of this at us one time at rehearsal. That was also terrifying. It was like leaned up against something, and he just popped out. He just popped right out. The elliptical or what's it called, spin bike, sorry Kate, that Ella decided to ride every single day in the wings and also hit herself on many times. Our wonderful easels. And then through to here, this change room is Gretchen and Karen's, Vanessa, Ivana's, Tessie, and Emma's. And there is makeup. They looked at their beautiful selves in this mirror many times. Many tears shed in here as well. All of their rocking around the pole outfits. I miss that so much. I think this is Ella's. Probably. Our bed frame that we never used, but it's okay. A tree. We never used that either. So, exiting this, I don't know where that came from. Oh, Allie's outfit. Allie's Santa Claus outfit. And then across here, the last change room is Regina and Katie, so Ella, Charlotte, and Kate. It looks like a girl exploded in here. We have many outfits, many costumes, a brush. I retrieved mine this morning. We have Ella's flowers, but she decided to leave here over the weekend. They need some water. I feel bad for them. And Mrs. George's outfit and her heels. We love Mrs. George so much. She's our favorite mom. Another straightener. We were scared it's gonna burn down this room because we accidentally spilled coffee on it. Crusty old Timbits. I don't even want to know. We had over, I think, 150 donut or Timbits here on Saturday, or 170, and we ate all of them, and we're like a cast of 40 or 50. It was kind of crazy. So we exit with all these memories.